Welcome back to the latest of my epic park videos as I build what I hope will be a hyper-realistic park on Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic. After completing my loosely themed Roman area in the last edition, today I'm moving to the other side of the mine-themed rides I have near the front of the park because I'm going to start on what will be a Wild West themed area. I'm going to start by lining the main paths with Wild West themed buildings to give guests a real sense of the area they are about to step into. I'm then going to remove the concrete path and replace it with dirt track. I'm laying the perimeter of what will be a town square and adding some wagons to this area. They are in no set pattern but placed to look like they may have been parked by Wild West locals. I'll fence off the town square, leaving gaps for wagon access, and there will be some stocks in the middle of the square. 2 totem poles will make nice markers for the start and end of the Wild West area, and teepees surrounding the square will add to the theming. Next, it's time to replace the grass with sand to give this area a dusty desert feel. Landscaping doesn't come cheap, so I don't use it much in scenario play, but even though I am restricted with my finances in this, I do think it's important to use the landscaping options in this park if I'm going to give it a realistic feel. So, Wild West Town built, and it's going to need some rides. I'll start with a looping coaster. Building from ground level, it's straight out of the station and into the chain lift hill. A turn and shorter climb takes us up to the top, where we twist down to an almost ground level before a helix takes us up into the first loop. Coming back around and into a second loop, we then turn under the lift hill. An on-ride photo section will capture guests before we move into the area besides the station, using helixes to twist back around to the end of the ride. Construction complete, I'll change the entrance to wooden and adjust those colours to make the ride feel like it fits in a Wild West themed area. And then we will pick up the test ride at the top of that final hill. It's not the most intricate design in the world, but it does the job and delivers almost 6 on excitement, and with some extra scenery we will soon have that above 6. So I'll theme the ride as though the final stage is twisting through another Wild West high street, and I'll add teepee villages at either end, with a final shopping area at the front of the ride. I'll add some fake path, well, real dirt track which is inaccessible to park guests, and some more wagons to make this high street feel more authentically Wild West, and then we'll extend the desert sand out to the coaster. Now it's looking much more in tune with the theme, and we can add a queue and exit path to get this new coaster open to guests. Of course, Wild West guests will need some Wild West litter bins for their trash, some places to sit, and a handyman to clean up after them. They'll also need some food and drink, and it seems right that both of those stands should be in the town square. So let's add some more rides to the area. I don't have a lot of gentle rides this side of the park, so a Ferris wheel comes in next, and let's add some Pirates of the Wild West, re-landscaping to extend this area ever so slightly. Now, as much as this is a theme park, it is also one which I want to be true to real life park, so each themed area will have souvenir stands too. I'll put balloons in the Wild West area, and we can pretend they would be selling blow-up cacti, cowboy hats and horses, things like that. So after 3 game years, here is how the park looks. We have the sand-dusted Wild West area, the mine-themed zone complete with runaway mine train and rapids, my gentle, overgrown junior grassland, slightly Roman-themed flying coaster and mini-golf, and a large marquee wooden roller coaster standing on its own at the front of the park. There is still so much space to build into, but I'll need to generate a lot more revenue if I'm to carry on expanding. There is a lot of space in front of that large wooden coaster, so I will fill it up with some rides which may not fit into any particular theme, such as this haunted jailhouse close to which I will build a jail lookout post. At the very start of my gameplay back in year 1, I built the first monorail station, and now I'll continue to build that ride as I extend the park, because I don't want to end up trying to squeeze the track in later on. So this time I'm going to take the track alongside the path and then around the back of my Wild West area, and for realism I'll add some fencing where the track runs directly alongside path, which makes me think I should do the same over in my junior area, where I've opted for hedges to keep in with the giant garden theme. And that is me done for now. I've already got a few concerns about the realism of this park, so next time I'm going to try and tackle those head on and expand the park a little bit more. If you've got any suggestions, I'd love to read them in the comments and see what I can put in place next time I take on this epic park.